volunteer culture and the volunteer's voice. What sort of problems can arise from particular cultures in terms of volunteers?
Yeah, well, I sometimes get nervous when somebody says to me, oh, we've got a strong volunteer culture, or a tightly knit group, or we're like a family here. This makes me a bit nervous. I think, well, families aren't the easiest things to get into. So obviously there's a deal of team spirit, but you wonder how inclusive such groups are when they use that language about them group. Are they inclusive or are they exclusive? So I think that's an important issue. Let's see if I can think of some examples. Oh, they're put upon volunteer teams. I think they're cliquey volunteer teams. They're moany volunteer teams. And people know about them, and you just have to say, oh, well, do you know that bookshop down the high street? And everybody will know the group you're talking about. And I've known people who volunteer for bookshops or charity shops on either side of the road in Tankerton. And the cultures in each of them is very, very different. So to intervene on them, I don't think you need the hard disciplinary skills, but you need the soft skills that managers need, so that a different sort of tone is accepted. I mean, are they even open to customers? Do they have a sort of a customer service mentality? Are you made to feel welcome when you walk into a charity shop, or do you feel you're somehow in the wrong place? And there are people laughing around the back and you don't know what it's about, but it certainly doesn't involve you. So these are the sorts of cultures. And I think also sometimes the volunteer culture can almost be in opposition to the paid staff culture. So somehow we bond together as an in-group by rubbishing an out-group. So, and this doesn't sort of come off well to the first-time visitors, because I think I've said earlier that the first 60 seconds or less when you walk into a charity shop or a pub or a cafe, you make an immediate judgment about it, which may not necessarily be correct, but it may actually be decisive. And you may think within seconds, I don't feel welcome here, there's another one down the road, which there is, whether it's a coffee shop or a charity shop. So, and you go into a charity shop and the staff keep having, continue with their discussions on their stories of the weekend amongst themselves. They don't address you as the visitor, they don't welcome you, acknowledge you. Not good, I think. So beware of strong volunteer cultures, I think.
Yeah, it happened to me at the weekend. Yeah, I was in a bookshop in Canterbury, and there's a guy, a volunteer, in the person in the shop, sitting there reading his book. And with my daughter, she started running about and screaming. And I just thought, I'm not buying anything here.
No.
You know. But again, it's that thing about mitigating against the actual role of the volunteer, which in a shop, for example, is to sell something. And it goes back to what we were talking about before, customer service.
Well, yes, his role is to sell something. His role is to welcome you.
Yes. Yeah.
Because a long way down the road, you may be leaving them money in a will, or making a donation if they run into financial trouble. So I think that's much more important. I bought 2 brilliant books yesterday for £1, 2 solid hardbacks for £1. So they're not making much money on this, but they're public relations for their charity, it seems to me.
But do they understand it, or does the organisation that's supposed to induct and train a volunteer understand that?
Good question.
Anyway, what about the volunteer's voice? Why is it so important?
Well, if you don't get heard, why would you stay around, I think? And I've heard of and know of too many volunteer meetings which are chaired by the chair of the agency or by the paid worker, and no notes are taken. So no notes are taken, no minutes are taken. Nothing's going to happen, is it? There's going to be no record of the meeting, nothing's going to happen. And we're supposed to believe that none of the volunteers have chaired a meeting before or can't just have a go. So I sometimes wonder if the trustees see volunteers rather like old-fashioned employers used to see union members as a source of trouble and difficulty. Yeah, that volunteers somehow make them nervous. But the more we can get volunteers on board and the more responsibility they're happy to take, well, surely everybody wins. But if only that could happen.
I mean, there is the classic idea is that volunteers bring fresh ideas, fresh perspectives, diversity to an organisation.
And then we don't listen to them.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
Or we feel uncomfortable that they're rocking the boat, or they're saying, oh, they're not supposed to say that. But that's bizarre, isn't it?
It is. And you're quite right. Refresh is a constant word that's used, isn't it, in this setting? You know, new local, and they're very often local people we're talking about, and volunteers are much more likely to be local than the salaried staff, and they will have all sorts of links with the community, better links than the paid staff. So yes, we really need them on our side, so we've really got to take them seriously. And that they may also stay longer than the paid staff, because 2 or 3 years as a paid worker you might be looking to move on. But we all know volunteers who stay for 10 or 15 years and can be out spreading the word at their youth clubs, at the churches, other community centres.
Extremely vital.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Stop that one.